Crypto Morning TA. Good morning, everybody. It's September 15th, 2021. My name is Piano Matty B. That is Scaramucci's, and this is your Morning TA. A brief glimpse into the crypto markets, where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing, all the humble opinion of this piano. Zamboni bringing the data. The FOMO index has climbed to 49 from yesterday's 30. And nosy Miss Newsbaum social media market sentiment, a rent-controlled apartment in Queens, is at 74%, which means every time people talk about Bitcoin, has a 74% positivity rate. Bitcoin dominance is at 41.7%. 24-hour volume is at 107.7 billion. And the overall market cap is 2.13 trillion. Give or take 100 million. Skadoo-ya-doo-doo-doo. Over on the daily, we've had a nice pump due in part at least to the golden cross of potential and hope, as the Sharon Stone of moving averages, the 50, crosses her legs over the 200, giving everyone a glimpse as to what may be coming. It seems on the daily time frame, at least, there's a lot of indicators, in fact, leaning on the bullish side of things. The cross, albeit a crapshoot as to its efficacy, is nonetheless a bullish factor, whether in sentiment alone. Let's just say if I was at a keys in the fishbowl type of party, and I had to pull out a set of keys, I'd much prefer to pull out the Golden Crosses set of keys rather than, let's say, the Death Crosses set of keys. And I'm anticipating a spike in the Google engine for what is a fishbowl party. Oh. Bum. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that those things are a thing of the past now that there's apps that do all of that for you. Let's Christopher Nolan down to the 4-hour so we can confirm some bullish sentiment and put a little swagger in our Wednesday saunter. Although we did fulfill the wives' tale, that which once gapped will give back its stacks. It was so fast and painless that most of us didn't even notice it happened before it felt the gust of the 20 moving average in its tailwind and continued on up to the Upper East Side, where it finally might just get that piece of the pie. It spent the majority of the day jive turkeying with that 46.6 level, as the 50 applied some pressure, but being the Rodney Dangerfield of moving averages, we didn't respect it and we blew right through it. But Piano Matty B, I thought the 50 was the Sharon Stone of moving averages. Thanks for asking, and you're right, it is, but only when it crosses the 200, because we don't really want to see Rodney Dangerfield's legs commando cross the 200, do we? Although we are all now collectively seeing it in our minds, which might be the last thing you'd ever thought you'd envision when clicking on this video. Well, I'll never be the same. Where do we go from here? Good question. Thanks for asking. Now, I like what the MACD is throwing at me with its cute little Sharon Stone crossover there of its own. We have the momentum indicator on our side, and of course, I'm still not a huge fan of the volume. But what else is new? However, if I were to interject a rainbow caveat to the low ticket sales, I would say that it's ripe for whales to come in and really pump it up. Did you hear that, whales? I said it's ripe for you to come in and pump it up. Pa-dum-pum-pum-pum. I'd hazard to guess, based on historical stalls and stalemates, that we'll jive turkey in and around 47K for a while before taking a run at 200 up at the 47.7, as it also coincides with the 20 moving average over on the daily. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. That poses what I like to call Bitcoin's B-flat moment. And of course, that's in reference to the classic 1985 hit movies Goonies, where before the group of little rascals could open up the riches of One-Eyed Willie's treasure, Mikey had to play a B-flat chord on the skeleton-fingered pipe organ. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. And if he got it wrong, Mikey quipped, "We'll all be flat." And that is classic 80s humor at its best. So with the 200 on the 4 hour and the 20 on the daily, both offering up a healthy dose of headwinds, Bitcoin has to play the proverbial B-flat chord. Scadoo-yadoo-doo-doo. Then Bob's your uncle, and so is One-Eyed Willie's stash of crypto treasures. Now, if for some reason one of the whales who is sitting in his or her boxers, I suppose, is watching this video decides, you know what? I like this Matty B character, and I'm going to click the buy button. Buy. We should see a nice little jump past One-Eyed Willie's convergence of moving averages and water slide up to 49.3, where at that point we'll sit and wait for the elevator to come and take us to our favorite floor, the 50. Can you hear the faint sound of Girl from Ipanema playing? That's the elevator, and it's on its way, kids. So remember, we're playing the same game as our psychopathic elected lead. That's right, it's the long game. So zoom out and have a fantastic day. BitBoy Crypto Morning Tea. Chit.